So welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I will be reviewing Halloween 5. So yeah, Halloween 5 is what I will be reviewing today. Halloween 5, this is, to me, the most boring one out of the whole franchise. It is the most boring Halloween 5, the most boring Halloween movie. It's basically a Tina movie. So yeah, let me explain. Halloween 5 is not a proper sequel to Halloween 4. I said this tons of times here on the channel. You didn't need to make Jamie the killer in this movie. You could have made people think that. And still had Michael the main star. Would have made people upset, I'm sure, but like, why would it make people upset if Michael's still the killer and still the main star of the show? But yeah, let me start off with the positives. Are there really any? The positives would have to be, I kind of like this Michael Myers, besides the mask. The only problem, which I kind of guess it kind of goes into the negative territory, would have to be, is Michael feels slow, which makes no sense, but let me explain. The way Michael stalks in this, to me, it doesn't feel natural. I get what they was trying to go with. They was trying to go with, let's go back to the roots of Nick Castle, but still having that still having that feel of George P. Wilbur from the previous. I get what they was going with, but it didn't work. Maybe it was the guy who played Michael. I'm not sure, but I don't mind this portrayal of Michael. The only negative would have to be he's kind of slow to me. He just kind of like. And why didn't he kill Tina in that house? Like, it makes no sense why he didn't kill Tina. Like, what was the purpose of him keeping Tina alive? There was no purpose of keeping her alive. Some more positives. That's about it. So I'm about to talk about this movie, and what I'm about to talk about is complete negatives about this movie. One negative, I don't like how they handled Dr. Loomis in this. I really don't like how this is not a direct sequel to Halloween 4. Again, Halloween 4 had an amazing ending. Halloween 4 had probably one of the best endings of the whole franchise. And we get Halloween 5. Fun fact, the director of this movie, Halloween 5, took the original script and threw it away in everybody's face. It gets me mad because this guy was hired for Halloween 5. He was hired to do a job, to make a sequel, not his own movie. He basically took the characters and the ideal of the previous movies and the one before that, and just made his own slasher. It's not even a Michael Myers movie, it's a Tina movie basically. And I'll get into that in a minute, which I don't hear a lot of people talk about. But this is a Tina movie. This is not a Michael Myers movie. It's a Tina movie. There is another positive. I do like the kills. Can't talk politics. One of my favorite kills would have to be the scythe kill, the barn kill. Really good stuff in that. I did like that. But yeah, back to the negatives. I don't like how they handle Dr. Loomis. I do not like I really do not like how this director handled this movie. And they also shot this movie while still writing the script. They didn't take no time to come up with the script. They rushed this movie into production, and it shows. Some more negatives. I don't like the tone of this movie. This movie it doesn't feel like a Halloween movie. There's only 2 movies out of this whole franchise that doesn't feel like a Halloween movie. That being this one and Halloween H2O, which obviously I will be reviewing, very soon. Point is, with Halloween 5, I hear no one talk about this, but Halloween 5 doesn't feel like a Halloween movie. It feels like a typical ripoff of, a already established franchise. That's what this is. It's basically a ripoff of Halloween. So that is one of the negatives. And the other, there's just a lot. I can legit make a whole video of negatives about this movie, and that is one of them. It doesn't feel like a Halloween movie. The tone, at times, it tries to be a horror comedy. There's scene, there's this, everybody knows this scene with the cops where they just come out the house, hear this like circus music, like What? And you kill one, and again, there's everything I'm talking about going forward is negatives. I need to make that point. Negatives going forward. To kill Rachel off. One of the best characters in the whole franchise, you kill her off, and for what? Again, why did you kill her off? And then you make Jamie a mute, and you retcon parts of her character. Again, you rewrite her character. You was hired to do a sequel, but you rewrite part of her character. You rewrite part of it. I don't get how that works. Again, you was hired to do something. You just did your job. To me, to me, my personal opinion, this director did not do his job. In my opinion, he didn't do his job. Why did they pay him? I don't know. Obviously, they had to pay him, but I don't like that they did. Obviously they did use the score, but I don't feel like they used the score as often as they should. And the mask is the biggest complaint for me. Well, this whole movie is a big complaint for me, but the mask makes no sense. How do we go from Halloween 4 to this? Another fact would be, I don't hear people talking about this, but the reason they made the mask like this because they wanted to humanize Michael. Why almost every few people want to humanize these slashers. People always want to humanize Michael or Freddy. Those are the two people always want to humanize is Michael and Freddy. They always want to humanize them in some form of way, and they tried it with this mask that no one liked. So there's that. The mask makes no sense. The whole opening with the Hermit Man, it makes no sense at all. Because why would this Hermit Man keep Michael? Again, I don't hear no one in the community speaking out about this, but there is another version of this movie. We need to, spread the word that we want the extended cut of of this movie. I believe in the original cut. There was no Hermit Man. It was going to be like this, man did, they worship the devil or something like that, and he is the one that put, the marking on Michael, which makes sense. And instead we got this weird Hermit Man that doesn't even fit, And then Tina, one of the worst characters in the Halloween franchise. Again, why is this movie so focused on Tina? Why? We're not focused on Tina. We are focused on Tina, but we're not focused on Rachel. You killed her off. We're not focusing on Dr. Loomis. We're not focusing on Michael, which I feel like you should have focused more on Michael in this one. I don't understand, what was this movie? This movie should have been a Jamie, Rachel, and a Michael movie. No, we have to put Tina in this. We have to put Tina in this movie. And it really upsets me because, again, to me, there's not enough Michael. There's not enough Jamie. Obviously, there's not enough Rachel in this movie. We get a Tina movie. This movie's boring, it's bland, it's so generic, and it's putting them, this will make a lot of people upset. I'm going to say it right now. Even though I do not like Halloween Resurrection, I'd rather watch Halloween Resurrection than this. That's my opinion, because at least with Halloween Resurrection, there's entertainment. In Halloween 5, there's no entertainment. We just have Tina going around, ooh, like this, every 5 seconds in the movie. Yes, Halloween 5 does have some good kills, some, and Dr. Loomis does have a good speech in this as well. There is about 2 to 4 good things about this movie, but the rest are negatives for me. Again, what was the opening with the knife going on like that? I don't know what that was. I feel like that was just put together randomly. And the Men in Black. Okay, why did the director thought it was a good idea to shove a character called the Man in Black and have that weird ending? To me, the director killed this franchise for many years until we got Halloween 6. And to me, it is sad. To me, it is sad that this director, obviously, I don't care what he says, he did not care about the character Michael. He did not care about the character. He did not care about any of the characters. He didn't care about Dr. Loomis or Rachel. He didn't care about any of them. What he cared about was himself and making his own movie. And you know what? That's what he should have did, and not even approach Mustafa Akkad. He should have just went and did his own slasher, which was popular at the time. So why didn't you just make your own? Why did you have to come and do this that no one asked for? So that is the review for Halloween 5. There's so many negatives. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it in my ranking, which that should be coming up very soon. Again, I personally think Halloween 5 comes close to being one of the worst in the franchise. Everyone's talking about how bad Halloween Resurrection is. Yes, Halloween Resurrection is bad, but as I said, think about it. At least Halloween Resurrection has some entertainment value. At least you can watch Halloween Resurrection and sit down. With Halloween 5, you can't even watch. You can't even watch this movie. You can't even make it through this movie because every 5 seconds there's Tina. Like, I want to see Michael. I want to see Rachel in this movie. There's none of that. I hope one day somebody comes along, approaches Blumhouse, because I strongly think Blumhouse will keep the rights. Comes to Blumhouse like, look, Jamie and Rachel are very popular characters. Let's make a proper sequel to Halloween 4. Like, I only hear a few people talk about that in the horror community. But I think we all need to speak up for that and voice that we want a proper sequel to Halloween 4. Because I think we need that. Because Rachel, and Jamie, those two characters have not had any justice in this franchise, especially Jamie. And especially Danielle Harris as a whole. I don't think Danielle Harris gets enough love and appreciation, And I think more people need to appreciate the character Jamie, and hopefully hopefully in the next years or so, finally people will come around to the character Jamie. But I don't know. But yeah, that is a review for Halloween 5. If I have to give this movie a rating, it'll be a 7 for sure. I don't enjoy Halloween 5. I could barely make it through this movie, which, inspires me to make a video of top 5 horror movies that I just can't watch. And this probably maybe my, number 2 or number 1, but yeah. I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments below, do you think Halloween 5 is just as bad as I say, or do you think it's fun? I'm very curious, so yeah. Should I like button, please subscribe, notification bell. See you guys in the next one.